Welcome to my energy update. Yes, there's another one. And I actually said on my last video that I was going to take some quiet time and just take it easy and just go into this very, very quiet space to kind of process and allow that which has come to pass over March to take its place and find its way and just chill. And as you can see, I'm still Airbnb hopping in London. I travel back next week, which I'm really looking forward to. But this has been a whole month of which all the way through March, a very, very intense tour because I went to Avalon during this time, and it's been dark, it's been heavy, and it's been much the same for all of us. It's that final push and purge that I've been going on about for the past few months, actually, which is why it's been so gritty, okay? Now, as I sat here in my quietness and my stillness, there's so much rising to the top, which FYI is why it's so important that you are in your still space, because when you are very, very quiet, when you're really focusing on your stillness, you put your boundaries in, that's when all the guidance and the messages come in. Now, I said in my last video, I wasn't going to do a video for a while just to chill out and take it easy, but I can't help myself because there was so much coming through today, and it's kind of important. So this video is about post 4/4 portal. So the 4/4 portal obviously happened 2 days ago. Now, because I've been on such an intense ayahuasca feeling kind of like expedition here in England, I was like, I saw 4/4 portal, I was like, not today, this priestess ain't portaling today, and I chose to ignore it because I'm up to here, basically up to here. I'm like overrun with energy, I tell you. So I tried to ignore the 4/4 portal. Big mistake, because I didn't tap into anything except that night I got very, very sick and I got very, very upset tummy. And that's where I'm in right now. 2 days later down the line, I'm still purging this stomach issue. And yeah, and it's all about clearing the vessel and the sacred architecture, which essentially is what this video is all about and what the 4/4 portal was actually all about, sacred architecture. Now I'm going to deep dive into this because this is all about the divine masculine structure and the importance of us stepping into that presence in our physical lives now. So first of all, I have a list. I always have a list. When Marie's got a notebook, you know, there's a lot to talk about. Shit's been going down. Okay, so number one, sacred architecture, okay? Divine structure. What are you building? So as we've gone through this monumental purge and kind of like ascension surge, let's call it, as we move through March and obviously through April as well, you know, we're going to be like looking at our lives in a different way, going, well, you know what, a lot has fallen away physically, friends, relationships, businesses, homes, whatever it might be. All of that physical stuff in our life is changing, right? And for good reason, because last year we spent the whole of 2024 in the transformational phase, which was the inner work. And then of course, once that's done, we know our inner world is now going to project the outer world. So that is why now everything is much about a physical kind of like thing, like, you know, what changes, physical changes are you going to make in your life? So as I say, restructuring your life, your business with these physical changes, changing the way you show up in the world, not just energetically or emotionally. How are you physically showing up in the world now? How are you physically showing up to relationships, whether they are intimate or friend relationships, business relationships? How are you showing up with your choice of career? Maybe you don't have a career and maybe the choice is to have one. Whatever it might be. So this is very, very important because the divine masculine is now surging forward, because without that physical divine masculine template in place, a healthy template, the divine feminine can't land into it. So of course, as we know, you know, the divine masculine holds the space for the feminine. It's something for us to land into. We need something to anchor us in that physical world. Now that is very important if you have a business or even relationships. And I'm even noticing it with myself. I'll give you some examples. Like when I'm talking to people, you know me, I do like to talk. I'm starting to say, did you need to talk about that? That's 5 minutes of their life they can't get back. And I'm the queen of voice notes, a lot of you know, and I'm kind of like going through all the fluff and going, just get to the point. Do you know what I'm saying? Just get to the point. You know, all of this white noise, just say what you want to say. And that's another thing that Sekhmet has been speaking on as well. The what's the word? The confidence to speak your truth. And what we mean by that is the confidence to say, this is what I want. This is what I want to happen. Can you fulfill that without all the emotion involved in it? And if it's a yes, then great, moving forward. If it's a no, just find another way. Do you know what I mean? So cutting through all of that white noise of feeling uncomfortable about asking, just ask and just say, this is what I want. Okay, and then find the solution to it rather than getting caught up in the drama of just why it's not happening. So really, really being present in how you speak. That's, like I say, relationships, business relationships, and, you know, just basically how you speak to yourself as well. That's an important thing. So that's what I mean about showing up. You know, it covers a massive, massive piece of ground there. You know, so Sekhmet speaks on courage, like I say, to take up the space in the world physically. So that is what she's going to be coming in with very soon. I am sitting on big conversations I've been having with Sekhmet. Watch this space, because divine is in the timing is in the divine as to when I'm going to be opening that portal. But Sekhmet is going to be asking you, yes, through me, and also asking me, but through me, the voice of Sekhmet is going to be calling you to step into service, and whatever that means, into service, by walking your talk, talking your walk, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? But by really living as a devotee as Sekhmet, and what that means in your physical life, and where you're showing up, where you're not showing up, and she's calling you in. And I'm going to be doing some videos in the coming days when I get the green light from her. And the temple meeting is going to be very different this month, because we're going to actually be doing ceremony, and she's going to be calling you forth to step up and join the Order of Sekhmet, which is basically what I'm pulling together. This is why you're all here on YouTube. This is why you're all connected to Sekhmet, and this channel pulled you in, because there's others like you. And together she's like, now, Ram, I've called my children home. You've come home. Now away we go. And that is what I'm talking about with showing up physically. She's going to call you to action just now. And it's now having the courage to step into your life, you know, in sovereignty. So now the next thing I want to speak about is breaking free of old systems. Now, everyone I know that is watching this video, all right, you know, we are all from the same ilk. We are all star seeds incarnate, basically, star seeds in physical bodies, right? Now, a lot of us have found it very, very difficult to turn up in and show up in the old system. Now, the old system could be having a spiritual business, trying to earn money in that way, or just not having a spiritual business, just trying to earn money, you know, with the way that you see the world, you know what I mean? You're a visionary, you know what I mean? You're tapped into your energy and everything like that, yet trying to get into the grind and, you know, like do as everybody else is doing has been very difficult for us, because obviously the tone of conversation has always been about abundance blockages. Are you really abundant blocked though? Are you really? You may be, okay, this is just a suggestion and I'm just throwing things into the sacred circle. Are you abundant blocked, or have you come here as a starseed incarnate to break the old system and create the new one? But to break an old system, you've got to know the system, so which means you have to walk among it, right? Or amongst it, because it was very bad grammar. But you have to walk amongst it. You've got to know poverty to know richness, right? You've got to know weakness to know strength. And, you know, walking in the old system, we were the ones, we're the visionaries. We're very much Ptah's a visionary. Sekhmet is just like, you know, well, we know Sekhmet, and all of our beings that we connect with and everything like that. We came here not to live in the old system. We came here to build a new one, so others would jump ship from that old system and come over, right? So we cannot be expected to shine our light bright and, you know, really kind of connect with gold coins in a system that is designed to actually cut that off. And I'm talking even the spiritual world as well. And, you know, as much as they're like, you know, I have done a million courses, as we all have, and everything like that. And I really understand where people are coming from when they do these abundance workshops and everything like that. But the issue is with that is that you are already showing up from separation consciousness, because you don't have the money, you don't have the gold coins. So you're being called to step into a realm to actually do the course, do the workshop, to be able to get the abundance, right? But the thing is, because you've already shown up in separation consciousness, because you're like, well, if I come on this course and I do that, then when I get there, I'm going to have that's separation consciousness. So even though it's coming from a good place of people trying to help and guide and get everybody tapped into their gold coins, you're kind of working in a constant default energy of I don't have, but I'm going to try and get, right? And that is the problem with all of this kind of like abundance training and everything like that. You're already on the back foot because you come from a place of lack. So that is what I'm talking about, is like, that's the kind of like a support and systems we've got, trying to live in the old matrix, things like that. And some of it has worked for some people, but not everybody. But then you have to ask yourself, are you abundant blocked, or have you come to create a new system, a new world, which when you connect with others like you and you abandon that system, just walk away. You know, eventually you'll step off the raft will sink if we all come over to this side, which is kind of what's happening. And then what happens is we don't have to do all these networkings, all these hard selling. I don't believe in hard selling. If you don't like banana bananas, I'm not going to make you like bananas by sat here, you know, engaging with you and trying to sell to you and pitch to you. In fact, it makes me feel very uncomfortable and quite nauseous. But when I have conversations with people and I shake your hand and I go, hi, how are you doing? I'm a star sim connected to Sekhmet. You're either going to dig what I do or I dig what you do, and we're going to basically take that further or not, because then we take all the white noise off the table and we just allow the organic frequency of connection and synchronicity between each other just to unfold. And that is effortless and easeful as to how we tap into the abundance, because then you're not feeling like you're being hard sold to, or me. You know, we're just kumbayaing, but that energy of like peacefulness and harmoniousness in the body, where it's not so intense, like I've got to learn this. If I don't get my gold coins, you know what I mean? I'm going to be broke all the rest of my life. Well, if we can step away from that, okay, and allow the truth of the new system to be shown through us and out there, then everything becomes effortless. So ask yourself, are you abundant blocked, or were you a child, or are you a child of the new universe where you were meant to step in and create a new system with others just by emanating your energy and power? You're not going to know whether what I'm saying is true until you step out of the old way into the new, and that's what this transition of 2025 is all about, okay? That's why you've gone through so much, as have I, to clear all of this distortion out the way, so you can indeed come and get it done what you said you were going to do, which is be a child of the new way, a child of the new universe, and you were going to bond with others that basically think and feel the same way. I mean, as it stands in a physical standpoint, you know, the world is crashing. You know, the dollar is actually crashing. So as far as currency goes, is on a physical standpoint, who knows that in 6 months we're all going to be trading with potatoes and cattle? Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, the game changes, because money has got such a negative charge that it's, well, if you've got a note put in your hand, it's got lack straight away, because somebody's fought very hard to get that note. So it's charged with lack. So of course, very hard thing to kind of like break through. So let the system go, let it all fall, and trust what I'm saying to be true, that the new system is coming. And when you get there, you'll go, Jesus Christ, this is so easy. Sorry, Jesus, but Yeshua, it's true. You know that. It's so easy. And that's what I feel. So I feel that the intensity and pain of feeling so abundant blocked, if that's your gig, because I know I felt it as well, is because that we've been crashing that system in our own beings. We have been really, really like collapsing the energy of that old way in our own physical. And then once we know lack, we know abundance. Once we know poverty, we know richness. Do you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. But we have to complete on this, which is about now. So final one, okay? Reset, which is kind of like in keeping with the sacred architecture, because that's what this whole video is all about. And I would like to just invite Thoth into the space to take us from this space now beyond, because Thoth is all about sacred architecture and sacred symbology, and all of these things build things. He built pyramids, you know what I mean? He had help, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is where Thoth steps in. This is where Joseph Arimathea steps in, because, you know, those divine masculines, so powerful, so loving, like just know how to build very, very powerful physical structures on Gaia that stand the test of time, which is why I'm always going on about Joseph Arimathea, because he knows how to anchor the divine plan. And, you know, Thoth, because he kind of knows the same as well. So I'm bringing those two beings into the forefront very powerfully, an unlikely pair, but in my world, the perfect pair. So, you know, that's kind of like what we're doing now. We're really, really working on the physical structure, the sacred architecture, right? But then this is the sacred architecture. Right now, I'm going through a tummy bug since the 4-4 portal. Remember the portal I tried to ignore? Yeah, I'm clearing the physical vessel now, and I'm just being still and gentle with it. So, you know, that's also what could be happening to you as you move through these final hours of the old timeline. And as we move into May/June, I've always said it, second half of this year is going to be an absolute game changer, and you're going to feel a lot of light relief. All I can say to you right now is just really give yourself space, time, do what I've done. I've reached out to my nearest and dearest and said, listen, just taking a little bit quiet time, even though I'm doing video, and just created space for me to actually go into my inner sanctuary. And that's kind of like what needs to happen, because then so much more guidance is going to come. And there's going to be a lot of videos I'm going to be doing in the car. I've got a lot, it's building up. I can feel it. So I'll be sharing with you a lot, and we will be moving into a very, very different space this month as I really bring Sekhmet into the forefront. So watch out for that, because I'm super excited with what I'm going to share with you. Anyway, as always, peace and love, y'all. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Keep chilling.